I wanted to make this video because I wanted to talk about something that I've been dealing with since March. Actually, no, longer than March, back in December, actually, of 2025. And just in case somebody out there is dealing with similar issues and is confused, because a number of things that I've seen on places like Reddit, Yahoo Answers, and stuff like that are people constantly asking the same kind of questions, saying, "Hey, are you having these kind of symptoms? I'm having these kind of symptoms, and I just want to know if this is this or this is that." And while I certainly can't say the symptoms that you're having are definitely this, I can share the symptoms that I'm currently dealing with and kind of the timeline of what I'm dealing with right now and where things are progressing. So, I've been dealing with gallbladder attacks. And if you guys don't know what the gallbladder is, it is a little pouch on your right hand side that stores and releases bile. Your liver makes the bile, the gallbladder stores the bile, and the gallbladder contracts whenever you eat to squirt bile, which is an emulsifier, onto the food to help with digestion. And if you have issues with your bile flow or gallstones, which are deposits that form in there and block the function of the gallbladder. It stops it from contracting. Sometimes it can block the ducts. If your bile does not efficiently reach your food, it can cause things with bloating, slow digestion, and a number of things. So, in particular, with myself, with my gallbladder dysfunction, I have been dealing with a lot of bloating. Bloating is the primary symptom that I've been dealing with. Now, with the bloating can come a number of side effects from that bloating because bloating is sometimes more complex than just having gas after eating. Because if you get gas while you're bloated after eating, you might just need to burp to let the air settle. But whenever you have bloating from a gallbladder issue, I have found that to be something that is much different than regular bloating from just eating. Because when you get regular bloating from eating, you're swallowing a lot of air. So that air should theoretically still be in your stomach. And as your stomach contents settle, should allow it to rise and come out as a burp or collect and accumulate and come out as flatulence or gas or a fart, basically. But with a gallbladder related bloating, it's not the same because this bloating takes place whenever the food is usually leaving your stomach and is entering something like your intestines. Because now the food is fermenting in your intestines and it's not cleanly passing along like it should be because this emulsifier bile is not effectively reaching the food. And so you receive all of this bloating, and the bloating is not, I can burp or I can fart and get rid of it. This is just trapped gas because the food is not moving now and it's just sitting here. And so you get this fermentation. So there is this long term bloating that takes place around your midsection and the upper section of your stomach. Because with your gallbladder being located in the right upper quadrant area of your stomach, whenever you get this bloating, you're going to experience it all throughout this area, but not in the lower area to where the food should now be when it's getting ready for processing out. So you'll end up with a whole lot of bloating. The bloating in your intestines is pushing upwards on your diaphragm, which is pushing upwards on your lungs. And so, the biggest thing that I am dealing with from that bloating is something that I have come to know as air hunger. And it's basically where you can breathe normally, but there is a restriction or effort into your breathing now. And so, now that breathing takes effort, it feels weird or different. And what's going on is the bloating is putting that pressure, like I said, on your diaphragm and lungs, so that whenever you're breathing in, it's now encountering resistance. And so it makes breathing feel like it takes effort. And so it's a little tiring. And this can affect things like your sleep and your energy levels because now you are having a subtle competition with your own anatomy for inhaling. And it's comparable to how I've had friends describe as having asthma before. I had a friend with asthma and he said it would feel like somebody was sitting on my chest. Breathing is difficult. And that's kind of what it feels. My oxygen saturation is normal, which you might experience if you test your stats regularly, like a blood pressure medication, well, blood pressure monitor, or if you have like a smartwatch or something like that, and it can monitor your estimated oxygen saturation, is those numbers will be normal because you can actually breathe just fine, but it takes effort and you notice that subconsciously. And so you have this breathless sensation. But if you stop and kind of move past the anxiety that you get, which remember, I've been dealing with it 6 months now at this point, and I had tremendous anxiety for a very long time about it because it feels like you can't breathe properly. You'll realize though, once you move past that anxiety, is that you actually can breathe properly. It's just you're subconsciously always feeling this subtle bloated and cramped feeling because your intestines are not moving things along as they properly should. And so constipation will be another thing that you could deal with, which I have from time to time. But more importantly, you're going to get slow gut motility, which means things are just going to be moving through your intestines very slowly, which again, they're not breaking down at the proper speed because of an insufficient amount of bile. So the food is just sitting. So there'll be a longer time between your bowel movements as well. You might get infrequent urination because now there's a bunch of pressure and cramping going on. You might have incontinence, or you might have issues with you where you can't get to the bathroom in time. And there's just internal pressure, like feeling like there's a balloon going on, and it's just causing a number of different symptoms. I thought something was wrong with my heart because, again, it puts pressure throughout your whole abdomen. And so it's this upward pressure. So you become more aware of your heartbeat. Something can feel like it's wrong with your heart whenever you have a gallbladder attack because the physical sensation will be around your sternum. You might get this pain that starts in the right upper quadrant of your stomach that spreads to your back. I know I had that. I thought I swallowed a piece of glass, and that's whenever I went to the hospital and they told me, no, you have gallstones and an inflamed gallbladder. Now, the right upper quadrant pain and the pain that spreads to your back, as well as things like chalky stools and sometimes the yellowing of the eyes if you have completely blocked ducts. Those can be a number of symptoms that you get traditionally, but there are a lot of sub symptoms or kind of affiliated symptoms that you can get, which is what I've largely been dealing with. It's going on 6 months now. Like I said, I've been dealing with this gallbladder issue, and it's been taking a long time to really progress towards the only long-term cure for gallbladder issues because like I said, the gallbladder is just a storage pouch that stores bile and injects it into your intestines to help with digestion. Your liver produces it so you can live without a gallbladder. So the long-term solution for gallbladder issues is the removal of your gallbladder. So if you're having issues with your gallbladder, I would definitely go in to talk to your doctor, have an ultrasound done of your gallbladder, and have an HIDA scan that will test your ejection fraction rate that will determine how well your gallbladder is working because maybe you're dealing with some of the same symptoms that I am and you are searching on the internet and feel like you might be going crazy. But I have been dealing with a number of symptoms that are related to gallbladder attacks and have a number of symptoms that are stemming from that. And the last 6 months of my life have been hell, and I can't wait to have mine removed. But just releasing this video on that because I see a lot of comments on Reddit threads and Yahoo Answers and other messaging boards where people are like, I feel like I'm going nuts. Is anybody else experiencing that? And I just want to say that I have been, and maybe you have been too. And if so, this video is for you. And if enough time has passed, by the time you see this video, hopefully you see a update video from me where I've had my gallbladder removed because right now when I'm making this video, it is very close in the timeline that I've been working aggressively on towards my removal because my gallbladder is not bad enough to warrant emergency removal. Instead, I have a systemic removal scheduled. So I just have to basically wait and deal with all of these symptoms that I'm dealing with. I mean, I ended up at the ER thinking I was having a heart attack, ended up chewing aspirin, thinking I was preventing a heart attack, burned up my throat. Because the aspirin burned my throat, it was a number of things. So definitely go see your PCP. If it's bad enough, you need to go to the ER. Definitely go to the ER. If you need to go to urgent care, you can go to urgent care. Urgent care will probably refer you to the ER though if you need imaging. But your PCP, if the symptoms are not bad enough, you can go see them and they can refer you to imaging, and that will confirm if you have gallbladder issues because they're easily visible on something like an ultrasound. But thanks for watching, and hopefully there will be an update video in the near future saying that I had a successful gallbladder removal and these symptoms, not life-threatening, but annoying, are gone. Take care.